There are very few moments in person's life that are like truly defining. And for me, the defining moment in my life was one of the defining moments of my life was when I chose to invest in Oracle at 4 cents in 2017. And as you know, Oracle pretty much was a 100 bagger before it retraced recently, but I have no doubt it's going back to being the 10 bagger. And having the courage and willingness to take a risk when nobody knew about Oracle, nobody wanted to do any work on Oracle, it was completely different because when I invested at 4 cents versus somebody else that invested at 60 cents, 80 cents, dollar, I mean, it's a complete game changer when you can find something so early. It's just life changing. So in this video, I'm going to present you where I think this is going to be the next life defining moment for me personally. And I want to present you the call that we had with a company that I will be investing at $1 and I'm getting a full warrant at $1. And you can also invest in it if you're a member of Microcap Explosions. Discounted price in the description below. But I'm going to play you pieces from the call that we had today. And you can decide on your own. You can decide on your own if this is something that you want to do, or if this is going to be something that down the road you're going to be like, man, I wish I knew about it. So don't tell me in the future that I never told you. And I already put some small pieces in previous videos, and I want to just talk about one guy. One guy saw the video, subscribed to Microcap Explosions, and asked me to call him. So I called him, I talked to him about this opportunity, and then the next thing I know, he's like, I want to put in 100,000 into it. I didn't tell him how much to put, whatever. He just came up with it on his own. I want to put into 100,000. The next email goes 150,000. That's what happens sometimes with MCE ideas. You know, somebody sees it, they like it, and then they take advantage of the opportunity, or not. It's not for everybody. Somebody might not like it. But anyway, let's go to this video and listen to some of the pieces, and I'll pause and make some comments. And then at the end, you can decide if this is for you or not.
The real strategy is to have these things in place, at least started, by the time our Reg A is approved, because that's going to make the marketing of our Reg A and ultimately our IPO significantly more attractive.
So what he's talking about here, this is a private company that has the cure for diabetes. I'm serious. They have the cure for diabetes. And they're a private company, and the next step is they need to file Reg A with the SEC. And then they're going to go out and raise money at $5. Remember, I'm buying it today at $1 and $1 warrant. Why? Because they're short on cash, and I am part of the solution. They're short on cash. They need some money to get to Reg A. Once they file Reg A, they're going to raise money at $5. That's pre-IPO. Pre-IPO. And then they're going to go public. So let's keep listening.
So that's the reason for the additional raise. We could sit on our hands for the next 2 months while the Reg A gets approved, but I don't think it makes any sense. I think the Reg A will be significantly more successful with this material, and I'm absolutely certain that it'll propel us into that IPO. I'm telling you that those studies will pay huge dividends, not just in the Reg A, but in the IPO, they will pay huge dividends.
So what he's talking about is that when you have human trials for something like diabetes, in order for them to get approved, they have to have a safety study. And then what's So what he's saying is he wants to get a safety study so that it's safe for patients. And then this is going to pay huge dividends for the Reg A and for the IPO. Now, usually I don't even get involved in companies like this, but this reminds me of Oracle. Why does it remind me of Oracle? Because Oracle, what was so appealing about Oracle was that there was historical drilling. I didn't have to bet on, is there copper? Are we looking for copper? No, I already knew that there was copper, and then there was historical. Nobody was giving them value for the historical. I studied the historical, and so it was just re-drilling it to show what I already knew. This is similar. I would never get involved with a company that says they have cure for cancer or cure for diabetes or anything else because it's way too risky. But this company already has done and proved that they have a cure. There was human trials already done on them. All they have to do is redo them. So they already know what the results are going to be. That's why I am so interested in it, because it just reminds me of Oracle. It's the same thing.
I'm going to read a couple of these call-in messages. The IPM timing. I think, well, we're going to get the Reg A done first.
IPO timing, I think.
Yeah, the IPO, I'm sorry. The IPO timing is still probably going to be, will be approved before the end of the year, but I've not had the greatest luck during Christmas for IPOs. My expectation is it would be probably the middle of January would be the best time for us to come out. Everyone's back from holiday. Everybody's got bills to pay. Everybody's looking at a new year and starting new things. And so January, February, and March are all good months to be a new IPO with a great technology. But at this point, we're going to focus on getting obviously the data from these additional trials and this additional research, get the Reg A approved, get the Reg A funded, get the IPO approved, and get the IPO funded. So that's basically the strategy. That's what we're focused on.
When you have your Reg A completed and you go on the road to market this Reg A, I understand you have a big buyer for the portion of it. But what is your pitch to the people or entities that are going to be buying at $5? I mean, they're also looking to make money.
Yeah, well, the simplest calculation, and obviously I can't tell you what I think this product is going to be worth, what this stock is going to be worth. But I will tell you that if you look at Vertex has a technology that Jonathan's very familiar with that almost 2 years ago now, I guess, in phase 1 and 2 trials failed. After the failure, they bought that technology for about $800 million US. And about 2 months ago, they filed for a new phase 1 and 2 study, hoping that they had some improvements on it. And the notice of just the news release itself prompted an increase in the stock value of $6 billion.
So he's talking about a comparable, right? And now how does this translate to me? The failed technology that was bought for $800 million, that comparable would translate into $21 per share for this company. And later on, he's going to say how many shares outstanding there are. 28 million shares plus 10 million if all the warrants are exercised. You'll hear that. But that's a comparable, $21 per share for a failed technology. And then he gave another comparable of an increase in value of the stock price based on the announcement of the human trials of $6 billion. That translates into $158 per share. Now, hopefully you start to understand why I'm interested in paying $1 for it and getting a full warrant for it.
How many shares are out right now? Right now on our Reg A shows 28 million shares, and fully diluted is probably 10 million more. So probably around 38 million if everyone exercises their warrants.
Right? So just from these numbers, the valuation that I'm paying for at $1 is 28 million market cap, and a fully dilutive is 38 million market cap for a company that has a cure for diabetes. That's already been proven. Like, this is not proven. It's already been shown that it works, right? And a failed technology sold for 800 million, and then when it was brought back to human trials, $6 billion. Let's say we're public, trading on NASDAQ, and having a solution for diabetes is a big deal. I mean, we've talked about the possibility of getting some, newspaper exposure. I don't know, maybe getting on some shows, CNBC or anything like that. Like, can you talk about this? And like, do you have any connections or anything that would help us get this kind of publicity?
Yeah, we have, personally, I have, my daughter's in the publicist business. So she's very capable. She has huge clients like the state of California. We have access to the Wall Street Journal, to USA Today, to Forbes. And as far as, in the early days, back in the 90s, early 2000s, Jim Cramer did a number of pieces for us in other projects. I know Jim Cramer before he had the TV show with MSNBC. There's a lot of, we have a significant number of, let's say, influencers and professionals in this industry. Jonathan has a Rolodex like nobody else. I will tell you, whatever I have in the marketplace, Jonathan's Rolodex is significantly larger. Now, when it comes to publicity or something like that, so he's got some connections, but you don't even need connections. Like, if you have cure for diabetes, like, your phone is going to ring off the hook. And it's happened before. I have an example. I'm not going to mention this in this video with one of the guys that it's involved. Like, something like this, you're going to be on the first page of the Wall Street Journal. I mean, it's just insane. Look, if anyone else was saying it, if anyone else was trying to portray this, you'd have to say it's not possible, except for we've got the data to show that it is. So again, I think telling this story is going to be really important. And having this third-party verification is going to be very important, because this story is too good otherwise. Nobody, I feel like the one question is everyone goes, this sounds too good to be true. We need to be able to prove that it's as good as we're saying it is. And we can do that in the next 60, 90 days with this raise, because we can have those third-party validations, certifications on everything that we've been saying, everything that we've already done going forward. So that's why what I'm saying is that this is like Oracle, because they've already done this. They've already proven this. Now they just have to do it again and have third party show it. I don't know how much more I can even say, but I think most of our shareholders can do their own math. Yeah, I can do my own math, and that's why I think that this is going to be a defining moment for me, because I'm trying as best as I can. I don't know if I'll be able to, but I'm trying as best as I can to have 1 million shares in this, or close to 1 million shares. So if I can have the opportunity of make $100 million on an investment, that's why I'm doing this. That's why I'm doing this. And that's why I'm making this video, sharing this with you.
how this can be a defining moment for you, for me, but maybe it could be a defining moment for you. It's up for you to decide.
They can figure out very quickly what a diabetes solution is worth. Our shareholders are all our shareholders. I have my friends from 20 years involved in this project, and they're involved just had money come in from friends of mine who were 25 years, friends. My family's involved. I'm treating this the same as I'd want to be treated. So I'm not looking for the short run. I'm looking for a long win for a long time. And again, we have the opportunity to actually save possibly 6 million lives a year. 6 million people every year in the world die from type 1 diabetes. There aren't too many people there's never been a time in my life where I could make that kind of impact.
We have a technology that can, we can start talking about an actual cure for diabetes rather than a treatment. And everything in the past has been treatments, either stem cells, the drugs, the devices, the CGMs, they're all treating the disease. We're actually looking at trying to cure the disease.
Will the IPO be priced same as the Reg A, the $5 per share, or will there be a reevaluation? There will definitely be a reevaluation. The Reg A is a pre-IPO price. So the IPO price is expected to be significantly higher than the Reg A.
Right. So what he's talking about is that the Reg A, which is a $5 raise, that's a pre-IPO. IPO will be at a higher price than the $5. I am paying $1 and I'm getting a full warrant. But don't even think that I will have any interest in selling this just on the IPO, because I see much bigger upside from this. That's going to be my defining moment. Again, I want to make $50, $100 million on this, and I am putting my money where my mouth is. So that's it for this video. Just remember, don't tell me in the future that I never told you about it.